Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to welcome Senator Ball, his staff, our town councilor, our town supervisor, for the presentation of the check today for the $100,000 grant that we received for our facility upgrades, specifically the air conditioning unit and a new floor to be installed. I'd like to say thank you to Senator Ball for his hard work and determination in securing this grant for us. I think the town will benefit from the upgrades to our facility, and the taxpayers will benefit by saving $100,000 off of this project. I'd also like to thank Senator Councilman Capasso.
Already going for my job.
For securing this grant. Also, he put in some hard work to help Senator Ball secure this grant for us. And I'd like to thank Supervisor Griffin and the rest of the town board for approving these projects, because again, I believe this center and our town and the people that use the center will greatly benefit from the upgrades.
I also would like to thank Senator Ball for getting this $100,000 for us, because it was really needed. We were kicking this around for a couple of years whether we should do air conditioning or not, but the cost was astronomical, and with this $100,000 it was able to be done. So, thank you.
Thank you. Got it. Mike?
It's the power time. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Got it. Absolutely. Good.
Good afternoon. I'm Joe Capasso. I'm down at the Patterson Rec Center. We just had a check presentation from Senator Greg Ball. It was very difficult to get this grant money today with the economic times the way they are. I had to go to Albany several times to speak on behalf of the town of Patterson, to get this money. But it came due, it came true, and we finally had it today, where we presented the check to the town recreation center, which is desperately in need of air conditioning, so that we can have more programs, especially with the hot summers and the people can't afford vacations anymore. They're going to be using our recreation center more and more, so it'll boost our economy, our revenue side, and it'll help the taxpayers. And that's what this is all about. It's all about our children and our constituents and our people of town of Patterson. Plus the seniors will enjoy this recreation center too, with the air conditioning. Especially if we get a hot days, we can put the seniors in there and serve them lunch, or just have refreshments and play bingo, whatever they want to do. But that's what this is really all about. It's not about the senator, it's not about me. It's all about the people of the town of Patterson. I care about helping this town. I got involved 3.5, 4 years ago. I didn't know what I was getting into. All I cared about was helping. And I think over the 4 years, 3.5 years elected, 4 years politics and campaigning, I've learned a lot. I learned what people needs are. I learned that I have to help, whether they're black, white, I don't care. Republican, Democrats, I don't care. They're human beings, they're people. And they come part of me, because that's my upbringing, I guess, with my family. I've had a successful business. It was a service business, and I think that's what made me genuinely care about people. You come to me with a problem, I fixed it, and you were happy. And I have repeated customers because they trusted in me, and that's what I think my business was so successful. I never had an advertiser. I wasn't in the yellow pages. I never had a big sign on the building. It was all word of mouth. It was known that Capasso was honest, and that was all word of mouth through customers telling other customers. So now I just want to continue to help. I want to help the people in Putt Lake, Front Street. That's one of my biggest problems. I'm hearing it all the time. When are we going to have a town? And that's what I want to do. I want to help with this budget, with taxes, bring in new development, commercial development, in the right places. Not just off of 22. We have corporate parks that are undeveloped, and I think that's where we need to focus. And that'll generate a lot of tax dollars. It's a business. Politics or running the town is like a business. You got to generate new money, because expenses, you got overhead such as fuel for the highway garage going up. You have health insurance that's steadily climbing that we can't control. We have The pensions, well, pensions are not our problem, I don't think. That's the state. Town level, we need to control the spending in the town. Our highway trucks, I think they overspend on them. I don't know for sure if they're wasting money running around all day long, different projects, but that's something I'm going to look into. I'm going to follow the highway garage, even though there's an elected official there. If I get along with him, we could work together. I'm going to pay attention to the recreation center. That has changed dramatically in the 3 years that I'm on the board. We're beginning to, it was at a $450,000, $500,000 budget, bringing in only around 160, 180. Today it's coming into around 2 and change, close to 3. We're closing the gap. I'm not saying the rec center should make money. The rec center should try and break even. It's for the community, it's for the people, and we need to make sure it stays on track. I didn't think we needed the courthouse at this time. Maybe we did need a courthouse, but it was working fine out of the library. It was a little tight, so you add another day on. But to build a courthouse for $3 million plus at this time was the wrong time, I thought. So I actually voted no for the courthouse. I was the only no vote for the courthouse. At the budget, 2010 budget, I voted against it because they were borrowing money from the fund balance of $327,000 out of fund balance to support that budget. They were giving them 2% raise, all employees. That's fine, but I think elected officials should have declined from the raise, like I did. I didn't want the raise. I just felt that the elected officials should have followed suit, and they didn't. The budget, like I said, we cut a lot. We did. We've been watching it, but to borrow money out of fund balance to support the budget, I thought was totally wrong. Should have never did that. And if we didn't give the 2%, would have saved us close to $40,000. So we wouldn't have had to borrow so much from fund balance. But I couldn't get the support of the rest of the board. I've watched our spending all the time. I was the only one in the past 10 years that evaluated our insurance policy, went after the insurance company for our highway and sanitation garage. There was vehicles that were listed on there that we didn't even operate anymore. They were just sitting in the yard, and they had the values way over what they were worth. So by doing that, I cut the premium in half. It's things like that that I look at to save money. And I think I'm good at it. I think I can watch spending, control the spending. I vote against a lot of things that they want to go through, and I'm not in favor of it right now. I'm the type of person that if you have the money, you spend it. You don't borrow the money. You don't put a burden on the future of our town. I was born in 1947 in Tuckahoe, New York. I grew up in a family where my father worked very hard. He worked 3 jobs to support us. I have 3 older sisters, 1 younger, and 6 younger brothers. We lost a brother at 17 years old to a car accident. And then I lost my father 2 years later. And that's when I had to take the role of the family and take charge of my brothers and sisters and my mother. I supported my mother till this day, 30 years later, still helping her, supporting her, working with my brothers, helping them, keeping the family together. We never had anything because of the times then. My father was just a mechanic, and he had to work nights to offset some of the expenses. I started working at 5 years old, delivering newspapers off the back of a truck. Had a paper route. I started my real job at 16 when I got out of, still in high school. I started working for $1 an hour. And I never saw any money until I went into the military, because I had to give it all to my family. I bought our first television set for my parents. I bought my father his first recliner. These are the things that you did, because we didn't have anything. I remember one year my father coming home at Christmas Eve with 2 Christmas trees tied together to make it look like a real Christmas tree. And that was my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. It's a little hard for me to talk about it because I loved my father. But anyway, he passed on, and I just took the role of being the father for all my younger brothers. And I'm still doing it today. So I know the value of money, I know how to make it spread, I know when to spend and when not to spend.